Well, welcome to our YouTube channel. I am Labala. Today I'm having a super guest with me here today, as you can see. And he's a man who doesn't need a lot of introduction. Many of you know him when it comes to anything motorsport, be it Formula 1, WRC, and so on and so forth. Many guys call you Master. Master mwenyewe. Kindly introduce yourself to our fans today.
Okay, my name is Kean Kibet. I used to run a podcast for WRC and F1 called the 254 Paddock.
Yeah.
But we stopped because shooting it's not easy work. You've seen for yourself.
Yes, I know.
It's not easy work.
Sure.
It's not easy work. But today I decided to come.
Yes.
Watch, we'll do this one now.
All right.
Since no one, I'm not editing, I just need to appear and speak. we'll help you here.
All right.
So
today, you are here not only today and many other days to come.
We'll do more episodes.
Yes,
we'll do more episodes.
Because Kean is so knowledgeable when it comes to Formula 1. Now, Kean, today you're here. I'm sure you've watched the previous race, the one that happened last weekend.
Yes.
In Australia.
Yeah.
So you are here only for one reason.
Yes.
Formula 1.
Yes.
I hope that is okay with you.
Me, I'm okay with that one.
Even if it means we skip to WRC, I'm sure you still have content already.
WRC is next week. That one I'm hyping myself. Luckily
right.
for now,
Yeah.
let's talk about Formula 1.
Okay.
Yes.
Talking about Formula 1, what did you reckon in Australia so far? First of all, before you tell us what you reckoned, I want to know your team. Then, as usual, where your money goes at the end of the championship.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think everyone knows I'm a Ferrari diehard fan.
Okay.
I'm a Charles fan.
Yeah.
But I'm also a Max fan.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
So for me, this season it's a bit hard because, being a Max fan and being a Charles fan, this year who's fighting for the championship? It's both Max and Charles. But it's gotten to the point where I don't think even Max can catch Charles anymore.
All right.
Because this is the third race in.
Yes.
Yeah. Right now, Charles has almost 40 points between him and Max.
Yes.
If Charles right now just needs to score points and finish on the podiums and the championship is his.
Yeah.
Because we don't see the Mercedes catching up this season.
Okay.
Mercedes have a big problem.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Guys say I hate Hamilton. I do not hate Hamilton.
All right.
I like racing. What do you watch Formula 1 for?
Of course, racing.
We watch it for racing.
Yeah.
In the last 8 years, how many good races have we seen, Vinny?
I've seen teams perform well.
Like we can count them.
I've seen good drivers come and go.
Last season was special.
Yeah.
That one last season was special. Guys will
Because
say
of competition, right?
the competition, the fights. Vinny, last year we actually got racing.
Yeah.
When was the last time Hamilton was winning the championship with almost 4 races to go?
Yes.
Is that really a race anymore?
No.
Is that really worth watching?
Right now there is tight competition.
Right now
up to the last race.
That's now and if we can get another team, you see, as much as I want Ferrari and Charles to win, because the last time we won was Kimi.
Yeah.
And that championship, the constructors, we were actually given. If McLaren were not removed that year, we wouldn't have been given that championship.
Right.
And the last championship would have been with Michael.
Okay.
So I really want Ferrari to win. But we also don't want it to be too easy. Yeah. We want to see a proper fight.
So wanting Ferrari to win is one thing, and Ferrari winning is another thing. So
yes.
You've talked about Max. You've said we eliminate Hamilton. But there is George Russell.
Now, we can't really eliminate. You see, Hamilton is a great driver.
Yeah.
Like one thing you can never do, you can't take away what he's done from him.
Yes.
Hamilton, that one I'll never deny. Hamilton is a great driver.
In a great car.
No, you have to give him, like Vinny.
Yeah.
Before you even bring in the car, Hamilton is a great driver.
Okay.
Because what he's done with the car over the years.
What constitutes a good driver, according to you?
How many drivers in their first year of Formula 1 have almost won the world championship? In your books. I just want you to name just one.
I would say, I don't have a name. I don't see anyone.
Lewis Hamilton.
Only.
That is the only one I can name.
Yes.
That alone, you have to give him respect for that.
Yeah.
You see, in his first year, he came into Mercedes.
I'm not so sure about Schumacher, though.
Schumacher was not in his first year, no. Schumacher won, I think, after 3 years, if I'm not wrong. Because Schumacher joined in what? Schumacher joined in 93. 93, because Senna died when 94.
Around that time.
Senna died in 94, and I remember they were racing with Michael for the championship. And actually, if Senna did not die, maybe he would have won that championship.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
But now, you can't take away what Hamilton
Well, that
has
is
done.
one of the things that...
Another thing we also can't do is compare the drivers of back then to the drivers of now.
So, I was asking you what constitutes a good driver. You said a driver...
Number one,
yes.
Hamilton's raw race pace.
Yeah.
You see? Yeah. And when I say raw race pace, I mean, when you give this guy a car, he starts from the back.
Yes.
For sure. Like, you even know this guy is getting a podium. Like that one, look what he did in Brazil. As much as that is the one race me by there I hate, as much as what cause I say Mercedes were cheating, guys say how were they cheating? Why was that car deemed illegal then? Cause if you see what he did in Brazil, okay, that was the comeback he made. That revenue you can't refuse. He had, but one thing Mercedes fans never want to accept is that Hamilton was given a car to perform. No one has said he's a bad driver, but he was given a car to perform.
Look in that camera.
True or false?
And tell TJ that.
He was given a car to perform. This year, what's going on in Mercedes?
Yeah.
Mercedes have no pace.
Well, they have no pace. It is the third race.
But they still have no pace.
Season. It is the third race of the season. Everybody is still trying to understand their cars. It is a new type of a car. So, I wouldn't say I'm writing off Mercedes.
But what are Mercedes fans saying right now? They're saying the car is bad.
Yes.
True or false?
Well, every fan would say that. But the fact is, every team is trying to land their car on the track. They have been doing this throughout the testing period. Now it is competition.
Yes, true.
The third race, different altitudes, different tracks, different corners. Every single race is a practice on its own.
True.
Every single race
is a test. Every single race is a test.
Yes, every single race is a test. So by the time we're getting halfway into the competition,
we should know at least.
Now every team will know and understand their car. Every driver will understand their car. Like for Hamilton's case, I think they have been trying different tunes. They have been trying different heights. All that every single race for the past 3 races.
Yeah.
Up to until last weekend is when we started seeing Mercedes picking up pace.
Mercedes right now, they don't have the pace to fight the top 2. Yeah. That is Red Bull and Ferrari.
Yeah.
But they have enough pace to just maintain 4th and 5th.
Okay.
So that in case anything happens in front, they get a free podium, like what happened in Bahrain.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
But now my point, Vinny, was Mercedes fans, they said that before, it wasn't the car, it was Hamilton.
Yeah.
But now the car is bad, they're saying it's the car. Yeah. It's not Hamilton.
Yes.
So why are you blaming the car?
Double standards.
When exactly, you see, you need to understand the driver is good.
Yeah.
But Mercedes,
I agree.
Mercedes was a whole other level. Like, boss, ever since Ham joined, Mercedes was
I have a feeling Mercedes. I have a feeling Hamilton is a good driver, but he makes a lot of mistakes when he's under pressure. I have that feeling. And that disqualifies him from being one of the best drivers on the track. You see, someone like Max, put him under pressure, you'll not see mistakes. Someone like Leclerc, put him under pressure. We've seen all that.
Vinny,
we have seen, listen, previously,
we had that argument.
Previously, we have seen Hamilton. Where was it? I think you are so good with memories.
It was Imola last year.
Where he went to Park and Chill. You remember?
No, that was Baku. That was Baku.
Where he went for Park and Chill.
You know, we were watching the race with me.
I was with you.
So when Max crashed, that cause for me, and one thing I need to state.
That was a driver's mistake.
Last year for the championship, what did we say?
Yeah.
As a Ferrari fan, we have been beaten for how many years by Mercedes?
Like
the 1 year, 4 years almost. This 10 years, we are going 10 years now.
No.
The 1 year, because before Mercedes it was Red Bull.
Yes,
sure. So the 1 year that we had a tight championship, right? These guys wanted us 32. We stayed with Ferrari. We sided with Max and Baku. I remember Baku was funny video. That one was funny because you even had champagne here. You had champagne.
We popped up,
for Baku, I remember seeing Max crash because if most guys, I don't know if most guys know this, I normally watch the race while watching lap times, and Vinny can confirm that.
Yes, sure.
And I remember on the lap time chart is normally like a few seconds ahead.
Yeah.
So I saw Max losing positions. I just put my phone down. I was like, no. And you know, we had a Mercedes fan here with us. Hey,
two of them, in fact.
We had two of them, I remember. So I didn't want to tell them, and then they start roasting us now. So we kept quiet.
Yeah.
The Max crash happened. What did the Mercedes fans do?
They celebrated.
Yes. So we're like, sour. We still have Chico in front of them.
Yeah.
Now, what happened there at the restart? You remember Vinny? I remember Vinny said, because I remember I said they should end the race right now the way it is. Max gets points, Hamilton gets points.
Sure.
Vinny also said, if they end the race now, everyone gets points and we're happy. What did the Mercedes fans say?
They said no.
They said no, we must finish this.
The rest to go to
we must finish this. And what did Massey give them? Massey gave them Massey gave them that finish.
Yeah.
And what happened to Hamilton?
Park and chill.
Now,
wasn't that a driver's error?
That was a very, very big driver's error.
Because that is brake bias.
It doesn't matter, Vinny. That was a driver. Like, what are you doing going straight and the corner is standing?
Yes. Because I understand there is a way you adjust the brakes.
Yes.
Too much at the front or too much at the back so that you can get that corner on brake bias. So he did too much of that. And before that, everyone was asking, gari inachemka, tunaona moshi inatoka kwa tire.
We've seen that before. This is the funniest bit. We've seen that in 2020 and before Hamilton stopped. But this time it just looked funny. So I remember when he passed Chico, I was like, hey, oh, no. Because another thing about me, Vinny, is that I always want a different, if you can get a different driver to win a race. Because at the end of the day, we have all these teams. Why? They're there to compete.
Yes. You want to break that monotony.
We want we want different race winners.
Yes.
So for me, Chico getting that win, that was, and Vettel in P2, because I'm also a Vettel fanboy. Vettel in P2, that for me that was very, very beautiful.
Well, now back to Australia. Which driver impressed you most, especially in qualifying? So let's start with qualifying.
Alonso. You have to give that one to Alonso. Before Alonso went off, Alonso was going to, I think he was going to go for pole.
Yes, he was going to go for pole.
I think he was going to go for, it would have been very close.
In those two sectors,
he was the quickest.
Garnered the best.
He was the quickest.
So
he was Alonso.
purple. Then only that one chicane.
Exactly. Where he lost hydraulic pressure and he couldn't downshift.
Yes,
he couldn't downshift. So he braked for the corner, but he couldn't downshift enough to slow down the car. So he just went off.
All right.
And for me, that one, Alonso, if he cleared that one, Alonso is a great driver.
Yeah.
Alonso is a great driver. And you see, another thing about me, why I like drivers, cause of driver conferences. I don't know if you watch those ones.
Sometimes, yes.
Before the race, there's drivers who, whenever they're together, it's interesting. You see, so for me, Alonso, Vettel, Lewis, Rosberg, those guys built something. I'm telling you, Vinny, sometimes I sit and watch those compilations, and it's very, very interesting.
All right.
You just sit there laughing.
Into the race. Anything you picked from the race that is unusual?
That race was boring.
It was boring.
That race Vinny was boring because it's gotten to a point where Ferrari have this large advantage where, you know, they didn't need her to actually pit when Max pit. They just pit to reply. Just in case they lose, just in case they start losing speed, you see. Because it's not, okay, I can't say it's really that easy to overtake or that hard to overtake because we don't really know until you're in the driver's seat, you see. But for that track position is very, very important. But see what Ferrari proved. And we have come from you remember in 2019 when Ferrari had, guys call it the cheating car, but I don't agree with that. Ferrari had a very quick car, but we were very, very bad at strategy. We were very, very poor at strategy. So it feels so good this year where you're seeing the Ferrari strategies actually coming up with things that are
right about
mind-blowing.
Now, I think for the past 3 races, we've seen Ferrari is the fastest in pit stop, I think.
Imagine.
So far. Last season it was Red Bull.
It's been Red Bull actually for the past few years.
Yeah, but at least right now we can see Ferrari improving so much on that. Meaning they are gaining some time by doing a quick pit.
And also Vinny, our strategies, I'm telling you. Our strategies, if you see what Ferrari was doing in 2019.
I haven't seen a strategy so far. I haven't seen. You see, when you are in front, a car that is leading, you do not have so much to play around with the strategy. You just need to understand, is there a track, I mean, is this track prone to safety car?
Yes.
Are we going to rely on safety car? Are we going to wait until we are past interval for us to be able to pit within that 27 seconds? But you can only talk of strategy when you're struggling. Either you want to get into the podium, or you don't want to lose that position of being into the podium.
Now, Vinny, let me explain to you where strategy comes in.
Yeah.
You see, for a race like, you see in Saudi, what happened in Saudi? Perez was leading. Perez was controlling the race.
Yes.
Until Perez, his tires started to go off.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And then Charles, now, you remember what Hamilton used to do? When he'd say, my tires are gone, and then what would he do? He'd start posting fastest laps, true or false?
Yes, true.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, you see, that is normally a mind game it's normally basically a mind game that's being played.
Yeah.
When you want to actually know his tires are gone, you look at his lap times.
Yes.
But when you see he's posting fastest laps, that used to be for the Red Bull guys. Yeah? So that they start panicking, they're like, if this guy's tires are gone, when is he going to pit? Now, you see, where strategy came in was you need to protect track position. Yeah. How do you do that? In Melbourne, Charles protected track position by when Max pit. What did he do? He set good pace. He went like 2 laps, and then that's when he pit.
Yes.
There he protected track position. But you see, to do that, you also have to make sure you're lapping at the same pace as the guy who's just pit. You understand? Because if you're not doing that, let's say it's 1 second.
Yes.
Yeah. We are 20 laps in.
Yeah.
The car behind pits now. Sindio?
Yes.
You're lapping in the 120s.
Yeah.
This car comes out of the pit on the out lap. He does a very good out lap. He does the fastest, the second sector, and the fastest last sector. And then for that next lap, he goes and does a 118. He's lapping 2 seconds quicker than you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
If you stay out more than 5 laps, you're
He'll
lapping
have done
120.
like 6, yes.
You're lapping in the 120s.
Yes.
Him is lapping in the 118s.
Yes.
You pit on the 6th lap. Where are you coming out?
You come out behind him.
How many seconds behind?
6.
You see?
Yeah. 6
So
or
for
4.
for that, you need to understand where to reply. Ferrari, what they did in Saudi Arabia to Chico, where Charles said, I think I'm going to pit. And you see, another thing is that we don't know if Red Bull actually believed that Charles was going to pit, or if Chico was actually struggling, because Chico might have been struggling with his tires. That might have been the strategy to pit on that lap.
Yeah.
You see, but that's another thing we'll never know. But what happened? Charles went and pitted the second lap when the safety car came out. Where was Chico? Chico was 4th.
By that time?
Yes,
no,
Chico was Sainz. You forgot they switched positions with Sainz.
Yeah, sure.
So Chico became 4th.
Yes.
So you can't tell me, why did Chico lose that race?
Strategy.
You see?
Yeah.
So now for Melbourne, you can't really say that Charles. Okay, strategy never helped Ferrari there, because the guy they were racing.
At some point, I had I don't know what team, but a radio message. I can't remember which one exactly, about tire graining.
Yes.
Tires graining, and I wondered how would tires be graining on that track, and yet it was not raining.
Now,
it was not wet.
Tire graining doesn't really happen when it's wet.
It happens
You see,
when it is too hot. The tires have accumulated a very hot temperature, then suddenly cools down.
Now,
picking up the debris on the road.
Now, for the when it's dry, what happens with the tires is that they grain when basically you're oversliding the car. Because you see, another thing about that guys don't notice, Formula 1 cars slide more than people actually see.
All right.
So you won't really see the car take the corner.
Yeah.
The car will just slide, and what happens when the rears are rotating?
They pick up.
They basically, and then you start overheating the tire slightly.
Yeah.
So when you start overheating the tire, what happens?
When you start overheating the tire, you see, graining will only happen if the tire is too hot, then suddenly it cools down.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yes.
It will not happen when it is extremely hot.
Yes.
If you maintain that temperature of being too much hot, you will not grain. But this tire is like, let's say, almost 80 degrees. Then suddenly it's back to 20 degrees. It picks up those debris, those rubber. It picks up the rubber on the road, then gets stuck on the wet tire. Not wet, on the, I would say molten.
Yes.
Gets stuck on the molten tire. That is what we call now the grains. Those are the grains. The tire will now start having bumps. You see, you will see someone getting out of the truck with a fresh tire. then goes one lap. If safety car happens instantly, when you look at that tire, you will think it has gone like for almost over 20 laps. It has a lot of madundo on it.
Yeah,
that
is picked up.
It has just picked up.
Basically, we call it pick up.
Yes, it has just picked up the one rubber on the road and deposited on the hot tire, then cools with it. For you to remove those grains, you have to use now hot air. You blow hot air on it, then you just peel them out one by one. So I was wondering, is it raining? Is it so? You've just tried to describe it to me. Maybe the cars was sliding so much.
No, the car actually. If you watch what we'll do actually, Vinny, you pay for F1 TV, Sindio?
Yeah.
We're going to set the next qualifying. I want you to just watch an onboard and pay attention to the wheel. And also, if we can get like the outside camera where you're seeing the back tire, you'll actually see how much Formula 1 cars actually slide. And this is, if you even hear the drivers talking about it, because they'll call it slip, you see. They'll say on some corners where the car just went wide a bit. And you see, they'll say just a bit. But when you actually look at it, that wasn't wide just a bit. That was like to you, you'll be like, this is a full-blown sideways, you see. So those cars actually slide a lot.
All right.
You see. Now, another thing is also how the tires work on cars. Because you see, how the tire works on Ferrari is not the same way it works on the Red Bull. You understand? Because you remember Max was saying, me, my tires are done. And Charles was like, me, I'm okay. We can keep on going.
Okay, I think that only comes back to the height, the vehicle.
Not really.
Height of the vehicle, the setup of the car.
Tires working, Vinny, it's always been different. It's how the aero works on the car.
Yes, and aero works on the car depending on the setup.
Now, different. That's what I'm telling you. Different cars, they'll run the tires completely different. Because you'll find that the Red Bull will finish the tires, the Ferrari will not.
Yes.
We saw what Nani did, Albon. Albon did how many laps on the hards?
But you see, all this, Kean, comes back to the car and the driver. How good are you in managing your tires on corners? How good are you in managing your tires on the straights? Of course, on the straights, you do not have to manage your tires. You only manage your tires on the corners and how raised the car is or how lower the car is.
I can't really say it comes down to the driver because last season, who was the tire management king last season?
Trust you me, it will come back to the driver.
No, but tell me right now.
Tire management.
Last season, who was the tire management?
Tire management comes back to the driver. You will see Hamilton going with tires up to the last minute. And we've seen that. Even when the team is telling him the tire is worn. He says, no, I'll go to the finish line. But he has done that before, isn't it? Even when Pirelli says, these tires...
I know the race, Vinny. I know the race you're talking about. And
it's all about driver.
No, I have an explanation for that race. But I've asked you a question. Last season...
I would say Hamilton, without a doubt.
No.
Yes.
It was Perez.
No, it was Hamilton.
I'm telling you, Perez was the king of time management last season.
No.
What did Perez do in Abu Dhabi?
I don't know.
On Hamilton on a fresh set of tires.
I don't know. But
and Perez was on how many? I can't remember how many laps it was, but Perez was on an old set of softs. Hamilton was on a fresh set of hards. What did Perez do? Hamilton
has gone. I think he has pitted at around lap 20 and gone with the tires up to lap 58. Isn't it? Even when Pirelli itself comes on radio and says those tires have exceeded the limit. The number of laps they're supposed to do. Hamilton has done that not once, not twice.
But Vinny, how many laps were there in Nini? This is my question. How many laps were there in Melbourne?
I don't know.
There were 50 something.
58.
58.
Yes.
Albon did how many laps on the hard tires?
You see, Albon's story is a different kind of a story. He would have finished the race, trust you me, isn't it? He pitted the last... Because
of the regulations. I think the last 3 laps.
The last 1 lap.
It has to be 3.
The last 2 laps. It was the last 2 or 1 lap.
The last 1 lap. Right?
Yes, he pitted the last one, the very last lap.
Bas, he did because all those laps and he pit.
Yes.
For tires.
But you see, he was not I think he was 10th at that time. He was 10th or 11th. No, he was 10th.
Now we can't.
He pitted and maintained the 10th position, isn't it?
We can't really say that the car is bad because you see the Mercedes PU have been suffering for some reason.
Yes.
That's Mercedes power teams. But now my question was, you said that
I'm saying you cannot use this one particular race to say Albon is good in tire management, isn't it?
That's what I'm trying to tell you now. Yes. You said that tire management comes down to driver.
Yes.
And for me, I say that Chico Perez has got to be one of the best at tire management because we've seen that in the previous years. Albon can't tire. I don't understand. the previous years he's never shown us anything special.
Yeah.
You see, this race he just went really long. You understand now what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah.
So the different cars will work completely different to the tires.
Yes.
Some
Good. You agree what I'm
cars,
saying?
yes, some cars,
Different cars.
some cars might actually eat the tire more than.
You see, we can even have one team having two cars of the same team having totally different tire degradation period. You understand? Because all these two cars are not the same. Despite them being belonging to one team, the tire degradation is not the same between these two cars because height, ground clearance, and the drivers are not the same.
Right now, this season, actually, now we can bring in the height.
Yeah.
For last season we couldn't bring in the height.
Then lastly, last season, you could also say how close you are running your opponent. You see, if you're running too close behind
the dirty air,
definitely your tire degradation will be so high.
The dirty air wasn't only affecting the tires, it was affecting the whole car.
Yes.
Because you lose about, was it 50? You lose 50% of your downforce.
Tires being one of the things that are going to be affected most.
Yes. This season you're losing, I think, only 18%.
Yeah.
But we expected way more closer racing this season, to be honest, Vinny. We expected way more closer race. And one thing...
But it is happening right now. You can see. It is already...
It's not
too close. People are racing too close.
It's not as close as I expected.
It is close.
I wanted, for me personally...
You have seen cars closing in even without the DRS. Too much closer to the car ahead of him without the DRS zone.
But you see, Vinny, Max and Charles said that. Max even said in Saudi, I wouldn't have won the race if it wasn't because of DRS.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have passed. I wouldn't have had a chance to pass Charles. And that was honestly one of... I think that was proper racing that we saw.
But you should understand one thing, Kean. Sometimes all these people, what they say is only about mind games. You see, what they say is not what really reflects on the ground.
Another thing,
sometimes you have to be good in PR.
We have to listen to who?
Yes, we have to listen to everybody. We listen to everybody.
Exactly.
We listen to everyone.
True.
But then again, you realize when you listen to them, sometimes they even don't know what is happening. They don't know. We saw Lewis ask the other day, does P10 give a point? You see, and this is someone you really want to entrust with everything he says. We saw him ask, does it really give points?
You're saying they should remove the 1 point.
No, listen. We saw Max. We saw Max ask, is it even permissible? Is it allowed to do that? You see, meaning they also don't know some of these things. You understand? They are also learning as they're on the track, despite us looking at them for them to tell us what we should be knowing. They're also learning on the track.
Because, you know, the rule book is very, very big.
It's so big. So you cannot read all of it and understand all of it.
Yeah.
Some of these drivers, they're also learning while on the track. It is stipulated very well that you should not touch an opponent's car, and yet someone went and touched it unknowingly.
No, but Seb has been touching. You know, Vinny, sometimes these rules, and this one thing I said, especially last season, guys say that Mercy only went against Mercedes once, which was in Abu Dhabi. People right now are saying Max is a, what are they calling him? There's a specific word for it. No, they're saying he's a something champion. He's a human error champion. Lewis Hamilton's first championship was because Timo Glock did not pit. That is a human error, which makes Hamilton what?
A champion.
A human error champion. You see, but I'm not going to call Hamilton that. But now let me ask you a question right now. Max has pitted, he has fresh tires. He wanted not to.
No, I'm seeing a situation whereby I think you have a lot of bitterness with Mercedes.
I have a lot of bitterness, Vinny.
Why? Do you have a lot of bitterness with
8 years, Vinny.
You should not be having that bitterness.
Let me tell you, Vinny. You know, we need to go to a point where you wake up to watch Formula 1, you know who's going to win. It's going to be Mercedes are going to dominate 1 and 2. This season, I'm so happy.
Listen. Let's not go there. Let's stick to what we're talking about. Let's stick to what we're talking about. I want you to tell me what you think, what you reckon of Red Bull's DNF.
I don't know what Red Bull are struggling with to be. I even told you before we said this, I don't know what Red Bull are struggling with right now. Whatever they're struggling, Red Bull have the pace. They have, Ferrari seem like they have a slight, like a bit more than Red Bull do. So that just in case Red Bull finally sorts out their issues and turns up, Ferrari is now going to turn up and they're still going to be ahead. But Red Bull is also not a slow car. But you see what right now what they're really lacking is reliability.
Yeah.
You see, now Mercedes have reliability, but they don't have the power.
Yeah.
Alpine have the power, but they don't have the reliability.
Yes.
So I think it's gotten to the point where it is Ferrari have both now, and Ferrari they had time to research. Ferrari they really had time to research.
What do you say about Red Bull's DNF? Is it something that is going to be sorted, or is it something that we're going to see for a long time? Is it something that you also don't know what is happening?
You know, one thing Vinay always said about the new regulations is that what gives you the advantage over everyone else is what is the power unit. True or false?
True.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right now we're seeing Red Bull has the power, but it just doesn't have the reliability. So I can't even answer you. I can't say it'll be sorted by this date. It'll be done by this. I honestly don't know.
There was also a DNF from Aston Martin.
It's a Vettel banner.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of Sebastian.
Yeah.
But Vettel he's just become that chilled old guy.
Yeah. Do you think it's time for him now to say, been there, done that?
Nah, Vettel can drive.
Yeah.
Vettel, I think he just needs us. Because you see, another thing is that Aston Martin is Mercedes power unit car. And you see, every team that's Mercedes power unit right now are the ones who are leading from the bottom.
Yeah.
Because we have Williams. Where is Williams? Didn't you expect Williams to be fighting in front? Haas right now, we can't even roast them anymore. Gunther, I'm so happy for Haas, to be honest. And I want Haas to get a podium this season. Whether it means Ferrari, DNF, it's okay. Because Ferrari, we can always get back that win, true or false.
True.
But Haas, come on, Vinny, they need that to win this season. They need at least a podium. Yes.
Alpine pace.
Alpine, as I've said, they have the power, and it looks like they have a good car, but they just don't have reliability. That is a big problem for them. Because we saw, Alonso has already used up his power unit this season. I think he's on the second PU.
No.
Yes, he's on the second PU. He put in a new PU in Australia.
When?
He put in a new power unit in Australia, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Because he DNF'd. He DNF'd in Saudi. And what happened then? I can't remember what happened in the first race. But before he DNF, there was some nice racing between him and his teammate, you see. But what I know, Alonso has a few new bits, you see. But this season, reliability is going to be a big thing. But now Ferrari seems... Sainz, what... I can't say... Another thing is that Sainz driving right now, it shows that Sainz, and himself, he has said it, Sainz is not really comfortable in the car yet. Because are you seeing how Charles is?
Yes.
Yeah? Charles is just, Charles is there. This is his car. This is his team.
But we understand Charles has been Ferrari more than...
But last season in the championship, Sainz was in front of Charles.
Yeah.
So you can't really say, Charles has
maybe
been
that was a
team.
wake-up call for Charles. Maybe that was a wake-up call for Charles.
There's something, Vinny, you said. You talked about cars being different and drivers also being different. Now, you see, another thing is comfort. This is one of the biggest things. Even you when you're driving. I can give you two Subarus, but you're more comfortable in one. True or false?
Yeah, true.
And in this other one, you feel like, papana. Charles, right now, in that car, he's very, very comfortable and he is confident. Sainz, on the other hand, I expected actually this Australia, I expected him to be on pole. But see, another thing, this will help us. Because we don't really want those two. If those two start fighting, I have a firm belief that if two teammates start fighting for the championship, at one point, they're going to collide into each other. And it's like, it has to happen, come on.
So you are trying to hint to TJ.
Right now...
You're trying to hint to TJ that... George and Hamilton.
Let me not lie to you. That one. A part of me hoped that Mercedes will actually be quick so that we can see Hamilton versus. Because whenever it's another driver versus Hamilton, that's where Hamilton shows us how good he actually is. You see, Hamilton versus Nico. Hamilton beat Nico in when was it? 2014. He beat Nico 2015. He beat Nico. Now he even said, I had to change my mentality just to beat this guy. Do you know it was so bad that Nico even changed the color of his helmet? So if Mercedes can pick up the pace, maybe like 2 years, we get to see at least Hamilton versus Russell. We see now nani ndio kusema kwa hii team.
Williams long stint.
That one we've spoken about that one. What do I think about it? I don't know. I find it. I think it was unnecessary.
Yeah.
But he gained. He got their first points for the season,
Yes.
if I'm not wrong. So
1 point.
Okay, so we can't really say it was unnecessary. It was just okay.
It was important for them to finish in points.
You see, it was.
So
yeah.
what I'm asking, do you think they'll pick it up from there? Are they going to adopt that kind of strategy, or is it just a fluky?
Nah. Cause
Yeah.
hey, let's see. Cause right now the teams are also working.
Yeah.
We had where did Aston Martin finish? Where did Stroll finish? Stroll didn't finish in the points.
Yeah.
So you see, if Stroll picks up the pace and maybe Aston Martin finds something in the Mercedes PU, maybe we can have Aston Martin up in front.
Latifi, Nicholas Latifi.
Hey. Guys have said he should leave F1.
Yeah.
But
I think he's driving dangerously, according to me. I would say that.
Okay, do you know this is the thing?
Yes.
You can't really blame him for what happened with Stroll.
Yeah.
Because Stroll has done the same thing to Vettel,
Yeah.
where the race was over.
Yeah.
The guy was just driving on track. Vettel was coming to pass. Whoop, the guy came and hit him. You see?
Minded.
So you can't really blame. And I remember Vettel was mad.
Yeah.
So Vettel started complaining, what's wrong with this guy? He just hit me. So you can't really say that it is Latifi's fault.
Yeah. But
You
how
see?
many faults are we going to see?
Latifi,
Before-
believe me, Latifi is going to make the sport interesting. Because another thing, without that safety car, would we have seen Max and Leclerc side by side?
Just never know.
Eh?
You just never
Actually, that was Vettel who brought out the safety car during the race, indeed.
know. Yes.
So we can't.
There is Latifi, there is
Latifi
Stroll.
crashed in qualifying. During the race, it was Nani Vettel who crashed.
It was Latifi and Stroll at some point.
Yes, that was during qualifying. That one was unnecessary.
Yeah.
That was completely unnecessary. Because you see, even Stroll was penalized for that.
Yeah.
So it's he's going to make.
It was 4 points.
He's going to
4
make.
second.
He's going to make.
4 second penalty.
He's going to make F1 very expensive for Williams.
Yeah.
So
Now, Kean, for the first time in 2022 Formula One, we are now stepping into Europe. See? We were in Asia. We went to Australia. Now we're headed to Europe. Imola. One of the places I've heard you talk about so much.
Ferrari's home, bana.
Yeah.
That is Ferrari's home, bana.
Yes.
What
should we expect? Now that I understand Subaru are contemplating on bringing in, I don't know, new improvements. They're talking about, I don't know, is it power unit? I think they want to sacrifice that starting from behind and winning the rest of the races.
Oh,
Ferrari. In the next 2 races, you will see them starting from behind.
Ferrari, Vinny, it's gotten to the point where, we don't even need to take that engine penalty because why are we taking it? Ferrari comfortably, they can get pole by almost 300th of a second of everyone else.
Yeah, we saw them registering the fastest lap when people were struggling towards the end of the race last
Charles
weekend.
said, do you want me to go again?
Again, yes, to do it for the second time.
So for Imola,
yes.
For Imola, it's going to be Ferrari and Red Bull up on Belly, of course. But now, I don't know. But let me be bold. Ferrari 1 and 2.
Okay. You know very well I'm not a Mercedes fan, but I think I'm seeing a situation where Russell is going to give them a run for their money. Yes.
And now,
Yes.
I'm telling you, Mercedes is not. Mercedes can't close that gap in a weekend. Because
2 weekends.
yeah, they
It's 2
can't.
weekends.
They can't close that gap in 2 weeks. They need like 6 months.
Sure.
I'm telling you, they can't close that gap in 2 weekends. Because one thing Mercedes, I know they're struggling with right now.
Yeah.
They lost power, and they even said this on. You remember when the car was launched?
Yes.
They had a video where they're showing the new stuff on the car.
Yes.
So they said that for the new PU, they've lost power, but they've increased reliability.
Yeah.
And they've lost power. Why? Because of the new fuel.
Yeah.
That new E10 fuel.
Yeah.
They've lost power because of that.
Okay.
So for them to get to the point where, okay, we can run this comfortably. If by next weekend they'll be quick, Mercedes is not going to be reliable anymore. Because that means there's somewhere where they're extracting pace from which is not that good. You understand?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind. I'm not saying that I hate them enough that I don't want them fighting there. I want them fighting in front. So
Me,
that
I want
it
to
throws
see,
in
I want
something
to
else.
see a race whereby we're having like 3 or 4 contestants for the
Thank
championship.
you. Exactly.
Not only 2 teams. Not only 2 teams.
And not only for the championship,
Yeah.
for the race. We can't have the winner finishing 19 seconds ahead.
Yes.
We want them.
We want every single weekend, we want to
Yes.
see a new champion.
Thank you. And if you can get a weekend where
Yeah.
these guys are so close that strategy is the one that actually decides, like, wait,
Determines who's going to win the race.
exactly. That is now what we want, you see.
And not the
So-
safety cars.
No. Okay, safety
You
car.
see, also a safety car is also a strategy.
What
because
safety car
you-
does,
you can see,
it
like
closes
Mercedes,
the gap.
Yeah, Mercedes have been going long, hoping for the safety car to come through. You see, that is last season. All along, up to the last race of the season.
Kageukia.
Yes, they were hoping for the championship. I mean, for the safety car all through, all through. So also a safety car is also a strategy.
A safety
in the
car
race.
is a very, very big strategy.
Yeah.
How you play it,
Yes.
it depends on you.
Yes,
But
it can
now,
come back and backfire on you.
Also, how the strategy. Now, you see another thing we need.
Like last weekend, we saw George Russell gain,
No.
tire change on safety car.
Another thing, how strategy plays in.
Yeah.
In Saudi, if Hamilton started on the medium tire
Yeah.
and not the hard tire,
Yes.
are you aware who would have finished behind Russell?
How?
Because before the safety car came out,
Yeah.
do you know where Hamilton was?
6 or
Hamilton
7.
was, I think, a position behind Russell. He was, I think,
He was
maybe
seventh.
two positions behind
was
Russell
seventh.
or one.
I think 7.
You see, 7th.
Yeah.
When the safety car came out, Hamilton did not pit. He stayed out with those hard tires.
Yes.
If he pit, he would have gotten a free stop, true or false.
You're talking of what?
In Saudi,
Saudi, yeah.
where he asked, is there a point for this position?
Yes.
That race. So you see, the strategy also determines on what tire you start on.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may say, let me start on the hard.
I understand
But
right now it is open. You can start on any tire.
You can start on any tire you want.
Unlike the previous.
Unlike previous law was you have to start on the tire you qualified Q2 with.
Yes.
But now for this season they removed that.
Yes, you can start with any tire.
So now it's I think sometimes it's better if you just match everyone.
Yeah.
If guys are starting on the medium,
But you wouldn't tell. You wouldn't tell.
you see now that's
wouldn't
another
tell.
risk.
You
That's
wouldn't tell.
another risk.
You
That's what
wouldn't
I'm
tell
saying.
guys are starting on.
If I think right now just copy the Ferraris.
Yeah.
Because they are the dominating team. Copy the Ferraris.
You'll have to take some time for you to copy them because by the time you want to see what tires they are on, you're also already on some other kind of tires.
No, they're normally there's normally the list just before the Grand Prix start. At least you'll have an idea what are this, and drivers talk.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason for me to. I know I'm faster than you.
Yes.
So why would I just hide from you?
Trust you me, nobody will tell you.
I'm telling
Trust
you,
you me.
They talk.
They're battling for the championship. I will not tell you. Even if it was me, I will not tell
close,
you.
now,
Yes,
if you're
I'll not
close
tell
in the
you.
championship where it's like 10 points, that one I'm not telling you. Like even if you have 40 points, I'll even tell you your engine secrets. But this for Imola. Imola, Ferrari won. I will be brave on that one.
Yes,
Ferrari
Ferrari
1 and 2.
I told you I'm seeing George Russell either splitting them or going for the pole. I don't know.
You know what? That will make it very interesting.
Yeah.
That will make actually Imola a race worth watching. If we have Mercedes in the mix as well,
Yes.
with Red Bull there,
Yes.
And Ferrari, people are going to Gongana.
All right.
So,
Yes. Now,
That's-
Kean, your closing remarks. There has been a lot of changes. There are new regulations, new design. What did you pick that you feel our fan out there should know? We've seen Mercedes race without side pods. We've seen Ferrari go very wide side pods.
yes.
We have seen different kinds of wings, different heights, ground clearance, big tires. So there could be a new regulation that maybe we are not aware of and maybe you picked it.
Yes.
Anything that you feel this is picky but you want our fans out there to
The new gearbox regulations.
What does it say?
Those are very interesting. Before, You run 6 races, new gearbox.
Yeah.
Anything before 6 races, you take a penalty.
Yeah.
Right now, gearboxes, they have components.
Yeah.
Now, on what it entails, I'm not sure of, but I just know there's a new gearbox regulation, and I'm going to, next video,
Yes.
I'll come with everything written down for that one.
So for your next video, you're going to come with the regulations.
Yes.
The ones that are a little bit, under the table.
Yes.
We all know of the new tires, new regulation on tires. We all know on ground height, the new
Yes.
height regulations. We all know of, there is something that came up, the porpoising. We've seen it. We don't know if it is illegal or not. We just see it happening. Maybe in the books it is illegal for a car to porpoise and nobody has read it and come out to sue F1, tell them, see, these new regulations have made our car to start porpoising.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be doing this.
It's mainly because of suspension. It's not actually because of guys losing downforce. Guys are saying it's because the ground effect is losing effect and then the car starts bouncing. It's not actually because of that. It's just because of the suspension. What FIA can do, FIA can actually get rid of this this completely. If they bring in, there was a suspension last year, that was changed. Or rather, there was something I just said. If they can bring those regulations, but now you see that it spoiled the whole racing thing. So what they need to do, teams will find a way around this. Because the Red Bull is planted. Red Bull isn't bouncing. The Ferrari
was planted the first, second race.
Was actually,
but
Ferrari, they've gotten to a point where it's like they're used to it.
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to get pace like this. Let's do it.
Yes.
And the drivers are like, we're winning.
I've seen Leclerc
was
bouncing so much and he doesn't let off.
Yeah, but he's confident.
Flat out and bouncing.
He's gotten to the point where he's confident with it. He's like, this is how the car will get pace. You see?
Yeah.
Because if I let this bouncing get to me, I'm going to be slow.
Yeah.
Mercedes, on the other hand, Mercedes have bounced.
Yeah, Hamilton has complained a lot about that bouncing.
He can't handle it anymore. You see? So teams have. Let's see what they'll do.
We have different kind of.
By mid-season,
this
I don't think we'll see any more cars bouncing.
Okay.
I don't think we'll see any more cars bouncing.
All right.
Yeah.
That has been it. It's been Labala here and Kean Kibet.
Yes.
You are super guest. He knows a lot about Formula One. We shall be hosting him time and again.
Yeah.
Be sure to catch him in our next videos. Until then, see you. Thank you so much.